So the good, the bad, and different, I want to explain to you before you start going in and just doing it. I want to make sure you understand how you get credit for taking your benchmark and how you can get all of your points for taking your benchmark. I will tell you right now, your next year is going to look way different than what you're stuck with in 8th grade. Nobody knows how the rest of this year is going to turn out, okay? So PSSAs, you didn't have to take last year for anything. My 8th graders last year also didn't have to take their 8th grade PSSAs. However, next year to determine whether or not you should go into advanced biology or the 2-year biology, that we have to figure out how to determine that. Some of that is going to be based off your grade, and some of it is going to be based off of things like your benchmark. So I'm just being honest, about 90% of all 8th grade goes into a 2-year biology class, and then the end of your sophomore year, you take your keystones, and it's all good. The other 10% of you can definitely handle, and I'm saying 10% of this room, can handle taking an honors or advanced biology, which means you get all of your biology done in 1 year, and at the end of your freshman year, you take your keystone for biology, and then that science requirement is checked off for your graduation. In order to make sure that you are qualified, or in order for me to see where you stand, I need you to make sure you take your benchmark seriously. The other reason I need to take your benchmark seriously, the next stuff that we are covering is like work, power, simple machines, chemistry, and then moving into earth science. I need to know what I don't have to waste your time on. If everybody in here already remembers all the stuff about pulleys from when you were in 4th grade, I'm not going to waste your class time and my time going over something you already know. The opposite is true. If you completely forget how to balance any equation or what any chemical symbols even mean, that kind of stuff, if I need to take the time and talk about it, I'd rather know now than you guys not do well in the PSSAs. So long story short, please make sure you take your benchmark seriously. But I'm going to show you in a second what your day is going to look like after that. So for this, now that you probably watched it like 50 times, when you talk about the net force in a balloon popping, first of all, if you notice, is he blowing it up with his mouth? No, right? Think about you trying to blow up a balloon like that by your mouth. Eventually, you come a point where every time you kind of open the balloon a little bit, all the air would want to go where? Out. So if you think about drawing arrows in this balloon, when it's popping, are there more arrows going out or coming in on it? More arrows going out. So if you talk about the net force is stronger inside or outside of that balloon? Inside. So to answer this, you can say there is more net force pushing on the outside of the balloon, which makes it pop. So there's more net force pushing toward the outside of that balloon, which makes it pop. This is what you're going to see all period long up here, okay? How many of you guys have had a teacher chat with you through GoGuardian before? Didn't I do that with you guys? I feel like I've done that with you guys. So here's the thing. I'm just going to put it out there. As you're taking your, I'm going to walk up, I'm going to mostly be up here, and I'm probably going to do a lap, and then be up here, and then take a lap. So if you have a question, either raise your hand or just submit it through GoGuardian, I'll help you. But here's what's going to happen. In a minute or two, I'm going to show you guys how you're going to do your benchmark. You are going to make sure in Schoology, you've actually taken submitted a 1-question quiz, and you will get 5 points towards your test quiz score, which is not a bad deal. I am telling you right now, if 10 minutes from now you're like, nailed it, I'm done, I took my time, no. And then you're probably going to end up with a 1, and then you're going to feel salty and sad. So I'm just telling you, especially for those of you who did not do as well as you had hoped on your test last week, this is a good way to bump up your test quiz score. When you are done, I'm just letting you know, today, this is today, this is tomorrow, okay? Pretty much the same thing. I'm telling you right now, I have allotted 2 days to make sure no one feels pressured about time, okay? If you get done, you're gonna make sure you finish your lab first. And then if you're already done that, you have a web quest that is not due until tomorrow at midnight, okay? And I'm just telling you right now, number 5 is more like a random like public service announcement more than anything else. So that's the setup for today. Right now, if you can, I'm going to walk you through what this looks like on your Schoology page. So if you can go into your Schoology. And then if you can go down where it says benchmark number 1. But I'm going to put the tag. So when you click on it, oh no, it's not going to work. When you click on it, you're going to see that it has one question, okay? How many of you guys know how to get into your Clever? Okay, so here's the thing. The first, like the question has like 3 pieces of it with some pictures in case you completely forgot how to log into your Clever. So the first piece, when it says log into your Clever, if you want to click on that, leave this tab open, okay? So you're going to log in with Google. And then I have no idea. Like when my page pops up, I have no idea if yours looks kind of the same as mine or not. But there's a bunch of different stuff that you guys have preloaded on here, okay? What I need you to do is make sure you hit that nice thing that says Study Island. So there is at least 1, sometimes 2 open-ended questions. That is the only thing that you will not receive a score on. So on your screen, right now, look on the far right-hand side. You should see something that says benchmark. Yes. So if you can click on that. When you are done, you need to make sure that you answer this one question. So here, I'll edit it. Just stay where you are. You don't, I mean like on the computer. I'm just going to show you this.
There's approximately 60 minutes. I mean, there's like 60 minutes to take the test.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I'll be honest with you, that 60 minutes is usually set for somebody whose reading level is at a +8. Like I'm not busting on anybody's reading level. That means that you have like a above 8th grade, like boom, 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 okay. So here's the thing. Look on my screen. I know it's super tiny. Sorry. But if you look, when you are done, you're going to go back into your Schoology tab. Here is, I'm telling you right now, here's the correct answer that you're going to pick. Yes, I completed my study benchmark and I tried my best. You are not going to click, nor will you get credit if you click, no, I did not take my test and I understand I will lose 5 points. Like, that's just I'm just putting out there in the universe, okay? Don't lose 5 points. This is meant to be an easy 5 points. Questions about expectations about how it's done through Schoology?
Good morning, guys. Our internet kind of went down, so it didn't record me going through the closing question, which is fine because I'll just do that right now for you. My in-person class is taking 2 days to complete the benchmark. So hopefully you being at home, maybe having less distractions, you were able to get done the entire benchmark in 1 day. If not, tomorrow we're going to be doing a pre-test and the benchmark. So for today's closing question, it says, what are the action and reaction forces in the rockets you are creating? Just so you guys know, you're not actually going to be building the rockets for me, but you are going to be doing the pre-lab and the post-lab activities. And then when my students are building their rockets, you guys are going to be working on a simulation. So you're still going to do basically the same thing. It's just I'm not going to have you build a rocket when there's no way I can have you guys test it. As a reminder, the end of the marking period is coming up. And also, if you did not get to start the web quest yesterday, hopefully you guys can get started because it is due Thursday by midnight. So for this one, it says, what are the action and reaction forces in a rocket? You can say the action is the water coming out the bottom of the rocket, and the reaction is the rocket traveling upwards. So as always, if you